Some say he's arrogant, others call him selfish. A player you either love or hate, but what no one can deny is that he is one of the greatest to ever play the game. A kid from Madeira who left home at 12, overcame a heart condition that nearly ended his career before it even began, suffered heartbreak, faced rejection, and turned every doubt, every insult, and every failure into fuel, conquering England, dominating Spain, rewriting history in Italy, lifting his country's first major trophy, shattering records, defying age, and proving that true greatness is built on sacrifice, obsession, and an unbreakable will. This is the story of Cristiano Ronaldo. Humble beginnings, the boy from Madeira. Some people are born into comfort, others into struggle. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro was born on February 5, 1985, in Funchal, Madeira, Portugal, a small island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, a place of beautiful landscapes but few opportunities. His family was poor, but they had love. His father, José Dinis Aveiro, worked as a gardener and part-time kit man for a local football club. His mother, Maria Dolores, was a cook and a cleaner, working long hours to feed the family. Their house, a tiny cramped space with a leaky roof, where he shared a single room with his 3 siblings. There were days when food was scarce, nights when his mother skipped dinner so her children could eat, but Cristiano didn't complain. He didn't feel poor because he had something priceless, a ball. From the moment he could walk, football became his obsession. At school, while the other kids were playing, he was dribbling a ball made of rags. On the streets, he would use rocks to set up goalposts and play for hours. His mother remembers how, even after school, even after dinner, he wouldn't stop. He was never the biggest nor the strongest. But from a young age, he had something different, a fire. And that fire would take him places no one could have imagined. The heart condition that almost ended his career. Life has a way of testing those who dream big. Cristiano had already fought through poverty, loneliness, and self-doubt, but nothing could have prepared him for what came next. At just 15 years old, while training at Sporting CP's academy, he started feeling something strange. His heart was beating too fast, too irregularly. At first, he ignored it. He thought it was just nerves or exhaustion. But soon it got worse. Doctors ran tests, and the results? Terrifying. He was diagnosed with tachycardia, a condition where the heart beats abnormally fast, even when at rest. If left untreated, it could have ended his career. It could have stolen his dream before it even began. Imagine being just a teenager, full of ambition, and being told you might never play football again. For most, this would be a moment of surrender. But Cristiano Ronaldo is not like most people. His mother was terrified. She prayed, she cried. But Ronaldo? He didn't panic. He just asked one thing: when can I play again? The doctors recommended surgery, a delicate procedure using a laser to correct his heart rhythm. A single mistake, and his career would be over. But just days after the operation, while most would still be recovering in bed, Cristiano was already back on the pitch, training. Not weeks, not months, days. Because giving up was never an option. Leaving home at 12, the price of ambition. Some dreams come with a price. For Cristiano Ronaldo, that price was everything he had ever known. At just 12 years old, he was offered a chance to join Sporting CP's academy, one of the best football academies in Portugal. It was an incredible opportunity, but there was a catch. He had to leave Madeira, leave his family, leave his friends, leave the only world he had ever known. For a boy who had never left his island, Lisbon felt like another planet. His mother remembers the day he left. He hugged her tightly at the airport, tears running down his face. She smiled and told him to be strong, but the moment he turned around, she broke down in tears. Lisbon was lonely, cold, and unforgiving. He didn't just miss his family, he needed them. At night, he would cry in his bed, wishing he could just go home. He spoke with a Madeiran accent, and some kids at the academy mocked him for it. But the worst part? They laughed at him for being too skinny. "You'll never make it," they told him. At 12 years old, he could have believed them. He could have packed his bags, called his mother, and gone back to Madeira. But instead, he did what only the great ones do. He used the pain as fuel. While the others slept, he was outside running. While they relaxed, he was doing push-ups. While they laughed at him, he worked in silence. And soon they stopped laughing. By 14 years old, he told his mother, "I'm not going back. I'm going to be the best in the world." At 16, he was playing with Sporting's first team. At 17, he had already caught the attention of the biggest clubs in Europe. And soon the world would know his name. The game that changed his life. Sometimes a single moment can define a destiny. For Cristiano Ronaldo, that moment came on August 6, 2003. He was just 18 years old, playing for Sporting CP against Manchester United in the inauguration of the Estadio José Alvalade. For most, it was just a friendly match. For Cristiano, it was a chance to change his life. Manchester United had some of the best players in the world, but that night, there was only one name on their minds: Cristiano Ronaldo. From the first whistle, he was electrifying. He ran faster than anyone on the pitch. His dribbling was unstoppable, his step-overs hypnotic, his shots deadly. Manchester United's defenders couldn't keep up. By halftime, players in the United dressing room were saying, "We need to sign this kid." After the match, Sir Alex Ferguson had seen enough. On the flight back to England, the United players couldn't stop talking about him. "Gaffer, you have to sign him. This kid is special. He destroyed us." And Ferguson, he listened. Just days later, Cristiano received a phone call. It was his agent. Manchester United paid 19 million euros for him, the most they had ever spent on a teenager. And just like that, his life changed forever. From a skinny kid in Madeira to a lonely boy in Lisbon, to the most exciting young talent in football. And this was just the beginning. Manchester United, becoming a superstar. August 12, 2003. Cristiano Ronaldo steps off the plane in Manchester, England. Just days ago, he was a teenager at Sporting CP. Now, he was the most expensive teenager in Premier League history. The pressure was enormous. The expectations, even bigger. And yet, from the moment he put on the iconic number 7 jersey, the same number worn by legends like George Best, Eric Cantona, and David Beckham, he knew this was his moment. His debut came just 4 days after signing. Manchester United versus Bolton. At just 18 years old, he stepped onto the pitch at Old Trafford, and within minutes the crowd knew. He was different. His footwork was mesmerizing. His dribbles, unpredictable. The fans, instantly in love. But the Premier League was tough. English defenders were stronger, rougher, and merciless. Critics called him a showboater. They said he was all tricks, no end product. Some fans even booed him for diving too much. But Cristiano was listening to only one voice, his own. So what did he do? He adapted. He evolved. He became unstoppable. Cristiano didn't just train, he obsessed over improvement. He spent extra hours in the gym to build muscle. He practiced free kicks after everyone else left training. He studied his opponents, finding every weakness he could exploit. And soon the world saw the transformation. The scrawny kid from Madeira became a powerhouse of speed, strength, and precision. Euro 2004, the heartbreak that fueled his fire. Football is a game of glory, but sometimes before you taste victory, you must endure heartbreak. For Cristiano Ronaldo, that heartbreak came in Euro 2004. At just 19 years old, he was the youngest player in Portugal's squad, a skinny teenager with blonde highlights, wearing the weight of a nation's hopes on his shoulders. But this wasn't just any tournament. It was Portugal's first major final in history. It was played on home soil. It was supposed to be their moment. Cristiano started the tournament as a bench player, but by the end, he was one of Portugal's biggest stars. He scored his first international goal against Greece in the group stage. He shined against England, scoring in the penalty shootout. He led Portugal to the final against all odds. And on July 4, 2004, Portugal faced Greece in the Euro final. The entire country was ready to celebrate. This was their time, but football can be cruel. Greece, the underdogs, had one strategy: defend, fight, and take their one chance. And in the 57th minute, they did. A single corner kick, a header, a goal, 1-0. Portugal attacked. Ronaldo fought. He ran, he dribbled, he shot. But nothing worked. When the final whistle blew, Greece had won. And Cristiano, he collapsed on the pitch, sobbing uncontrollably. That night, Portugal cried with him. He had never felt pain like this before. His first international final, his first real shot at glory, gone. But as he stood there, wiping the tears from his face, something changed inside him. He made a promise. I will win a trophy for Portugal. I don't know when, I don't know how, but I will. By 2006, the world took notice. This was the year everything changed. Cristiano doubled his goal tally, led Manchester United to a Premier League title, and won the PFA Player of the Year award at just 22 years old. Suddenly, he wasn't just a promising talent. He was becoming one of the best in the world. And then came 2007-08, his greatest season yet. 2008 was the year Cristiano Ronaldo became the best player in the world. Premier League champion, back-to-back. Champions League winner, Golden Boot winner, 42 goals in all competitions. Ballon d'Or winner, the first of many. He scored a rocket header against Chelsea in the Champions League final. He was now a global icon, with the entire world watching his every move. But something was changing inside him. He wanted more. In 2008, Real Madrid came calling. The biggest club in the world wanted him. And Cristiano? He wanted them too. But Sir Alex Ferguson wasn't ready to let him go. Give me one more year, he told Cristiano. And out of respect for the man who had given him everything, he stayed for one final season. In his last year at United, he won another Premier League title, reached another Champions League final, and left as a legend. But deep down, he knew his next chapter was waiting. So in June 2009, Real Madrid made it official, a world record €94 million transfer. Cristiano Ronaldo was now a Galactico, and his journey was far from over. Real Madrid, the king of Europe. Some players dream of playing for Real Madrid. Some players dream of winning the Champions League. Some players dream of breaking records. Cristiano Ronaldo did all three, again and again. In June 2009, Cristiano Ronaldo signed for Real Madrid for a world record fee of €94 million. At his official presentation at the Santiago Bernabeu, 80,000 fans filled the stadium just to see him. "Hala Madrid!" he shouted. The crowd erupted, but behind his smile he knew this wasn't enough. The fee didn't matter. The welcome didn't matter. Even the legendary white jersey didn't matter. What mattered was what he would do on the pitch. From the moment he arrived, there was one name on everyone's lips: Lionel Messi. For the next 9 years, football would be dominated by two men: Messi versus Ronaldo, Barcelona versus Real Madrid, genius versus machine. It wasn't just a rivalry, it was war. And Ronaldo knew that to become the best, he had to do one thing: win. Cristiano's first years in Madrid were tough. Individually, he was a beast. First season, 33 goals. Second season, 53 goals. Third season, 60 goals. But Barcelona was unstoppable. Under Pep Guardiola, Messi and company were winning everything: La Liga, the Champions League, the world's admiration. And Ronaldo, he was suffering. He lost the league. He lost the Champions League. He lost to Messi in the Ballon d'Or race. But he didn't break, he got better. Real Madrid, under Jose Mourinho, had one mission: to dethrone Barcelona. And in 2011-12, they did it. Cristiano scored 46 goals in La Liga. Real Madrid broke the record with 100 points. They won La Liga, and Cristiano had his revenge. And yet, the Champions League still eluded him. He had come to Madrid to win Europe's biggest prize, and in 2013, something changed. Real Madrid signed Carlo Ancelotti. They built a team that would go down in history, and soon Cristiano Ronaldo would become the king of the Champions League. In 2014, Cristiano and Real Madrid reached the Champions League final against Atletico Madrid. For 90 minutes, they were losing 1-0. The dream was slipping away. Then, in the 93rd minute, Sergio Ramos scored, extra time. And then Cristiano delivered the final blow, 4-1. Real Madrid had done it. La Decima, their 10th Champions League title. And Ronaldo, he was just getting started. Over the next 4 years, he dominated Europe. 2016, Champions League winner, Ballon d'Or. 2017, Champions League winner, La Liga winner, Ballon d'Or. 2018, Champions League winner, Ballon d'Or finalist. No team had ever won back-to-back Champions League titles. Cristiano led Real Madrid to 3 in a row. In the 2017 final versus Juventus, he scored twice in a 4-1 win. In the 2018 quarterfinal versus Juventus, he scored a bicycle kick so perfect that even Juventus fans stood up and applauded. But after that third Champions League title, he knew his time in Madrid was over. In July 2018, he made the decision that shocked the football world. After 9 years, 438 goals and 15 trophies, he left Real Madrid for Juventus. Euro 2016, redemption. But before move to his career after Real Madrid, for 12 years, Cristiano Ronaldo carried one painful memory in his heart: the tears of 2004. He had come so close, only to watch his dream collapse in front of him. But he had made a promise. One day I will win a trophy for Portugal. And in 2016, fate gave him another chance. Portugal didn't start the tournament like champions. They didn't win a single game in the group stage. 1-1 versus Iceland, frustration. 0-0 versus Austria, a missed penalty from Ronaldo. 3-3 versus Hungary, Ronaldo finally wakes up with 2 goals. Some called them lucky for even making it past the group stage, but Cristiano didn't care. He knew tournaments are won in the knockout rounds. Against Croatia, a last-minute assist. Against Poland, a nerve-wracking penalty shootout. Against Wales in the semifinals, a masterclass. Ronaldo scores. Portugal wins. They reach the final. And then the moment arrived. In July 10th, 2016 at the Stade de France, Cristiano Ronaldo has a second chance at immortality versus France. From the start, Portugal knew they were the underdogs. France had Griezmann, Pogba, Payet, and were playing at home. Portugal had Cristiano Ronaldo, the man who had carried them this far. But in the 8th minute, disaster struck. A rough challenge from Dimitri Payet sent Ronaldo to the ground. He tried to continue. Minute 17. He limps back onto the field. Minute 23. Tears start forming in his eyes. Minute 25. He collapses. His knee was gone. His final was over. As he was carried off on a stretcher, he cried like that 19-year-old boy from 2004. But this time, he refused to give up. Cristiano wasn't on the pitch anymore, but he was still leading his team. From the sidelines, he screamed instructions. He motivated his teammates. He acted like a second coach. "We will win this. Believe," he shouted. And then in the 109th minute, destiny arrived. Eder, a player no one expected to shine, took a shot from outside the box. The ball flew past Hugo Lloris. Portugal 1-0 France. Cristiano fell to his knees. The bench erupted. The dream was alive. Minutes later, the referee blew the final whistle. Portugal were champions of Europe. Cristiano ran onto the field crying again, but this time tears of joy. As he lifted the Euro 2016 trophy, the promise was fulfilled. This is for Portugal. This is for my country. For 12 years he had waited. For 12 years he had suffered. For 12 years he had dreamed. And now he was a champion. Juventus, a new challenge. Cristiano Ronaldo had conquered England. He had ruled Spain. He had won everything with Real Madrid. But Cristiano Ronaldo is not a man who settles. He needed a new challenge, a new frontier, a new mountain to climb. And in July 2018, he shocked the football world by leaving Real Madrid for Juventus. At 33 years old, most players slow down. Most players go to smaller leagues, collect big paychecks, and fade into history. He chose Serie A league famous for its defensive toughness. Where few strikers thrived, Juventus paid 100 million euros for him, and the expectations, sky high. Could he do it again? In his very first season, Ronaldo showed why he was worth every euro. 21 goals in Serie A champion, 2018-19. Fastest player to score 10 goals for Juventus in history. Juventus had won the league before, but now with Ronaldo, they had a new mission, winning the Champions League. In March 2019, Juventus faced Atletico Madrid in the Champions League round of 16. They lost 2-0 in the first leg. It looked over. But Cristiano, he lived for moments like this. The second leg in Turin. 27th minute, goal, a towering header. 49th minute, goal, another unstoppable header. 86th minute, penalty. Ronaldo steps up, scores, hat trick, Juventus through. He walked off the field banging his chest, reminding the world, "This is why they brought me here." The next season, Cristiano dominated Serie A again. 31 goals, Serie A champion, first player to win the Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A. He was proving himself again and again. But Juventus had one mission, the Champions League, and in 2020, they were eliminated by Lyon. At 35 years old, Ronaldo was still outscoring younger strikers. 29 goals in Serie A, Coppa Italia winner, Supercoppa Italiana winner. But something was changing. Juventus was no longer dominant. The team was struggling, and for the first time in 10 years, they failed to win the league. Cristiano had carried them as much as he could, but he knew it was time to move on. After 3 seasons, 101 goals and 5 trophies, Cristiano made his decision. In August 2021, he left Juventus and returned to where it all began. Not to Sporting, not to Real Madrid, but to Manchester United. The fans couldn't believe it. Cristiano was coming home. The return to Manchester United. Football is full of surprises. And on August 27, 2021, the world witnessed one of the greatest plot twists in football history. Cristiano Ronaldo was coming home. At 36 years old, many thought his best years were behind him. But if there's one thing the world should have learned by now, it's this. Never doubt Cristiano Ronaldo. For weeks, rumors swirled. Manchester City was reportedly in advanced talks to sign him. United fans were heartbroken. How could their legend go to their rivals? Then, in just a few hours, everything changed. A phone call from Sir Alex Ferguson. "Cristiano, you belong here." And in an instant, it was over. Cristiano rejected City. He chose United. Manchester United announced the signing, and the football world exploded. His Instagram post? 20 million likes in one day. United's stock value? Skyrocketed. Shirt sales? Record-breaking. It wasn't just a signing, it was history. September 11th, 2021. Cristiano Ronaldo stepped onto the Old Trafford pitch for the first time in 12 years. Then the moment arrived. First goal, a simple tap-in, but the stadium erupted. Second goal, a classic Ronaldo sprint and finish. Manchester United 4-1 Newcastle. The legend was back, and he wasn't done yet. United's squad was full of stars. Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Jadon Sancho, Rafael Varane. But when the pressure was on, it was Cristiano who delivered. By the end of the group stage, Cristiano had 6 goals in 5 games. Even at 36, he was United's best player. But while Cristiano was shining, Manchester United was falling apart. The problems at United were bigger than one player. The defense was weak, the midfield had no structure. The manager, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, was struggling. After a 5-0 defeat to Liverpool, Solskjaer was sacked, United brought in Ralf Rangnick. But things didn't improve. The team was lost, and despite scoring 24 goals in all competitions, Cristiano couldn't carry them alone. By the end of the season, United finished 6th in the Premier League, missing out on the Champions League. For the first time in 20 years, Cristiano wouldn't play in Europe's biggest competition. And for a man who lived for the Champions League, this was unacceptable. In the summer of 2022, Ronaldo wanted out. He didn't join the preseason tour. He wanted to leave for a Champions League club, but no serious offers came, so he stayed. The new manager, Erik ten Hag, benched him. Then, in November 2022, Cristiano gave one of the most shocking interviews in football history. With Piers Morgan, he said, "I feel betrayed. I don't respect the manager. The club has not evolved since Sir Alex Ferguson left." It was the final straw. 2 weeks later, Cristiano Ronaldo and Manchester United officially parted ways. Cristiano Ronaldo, the family man. Beyond the trophies, beyond the records, beyond the stadium lights, Cristiano Ronaldo is a father, a son, and a partner. For all his success on the pitch, his greatest pride has always been his family. Cristiano's journey wouldn't have been possible without his mother, Dolores Aveiro. She worked day and night, sometimes skipping meals just to make sure her children had food. She believed in him before anyone else did, and today Cristiano takes care of her, making sure she never has to struggle again. Cristiano is more than just a footballer, he's a father of 5. Cristiano Ronaldo Jr., his first son, already showing talent on the pitch. Eva and Mateo, twins born via surrogacy. Alana Martina, his first daughter with his partner, Georgina Rodriguez. Bella Esmeralda, his youngest daughter, born after the tragic loss of her twin brother. Despite his busy career, Ronaldo is always there for them, teaching, guiding, and loving them. Cristiano met Georgina Rodriguez in 2016. She was working in a Gucci store when they crossed paths. A love story that started in the simplest way. Since then, she has been by his side, through victories, defeats, and personal struggles. Behind every great man, there's a great woman. And for Cristiano, that woman is Georgina. For all the records he breaks, for all the history he makes, nothing matters more than family, because at the end of the day, when the stadiums are empty and the lights go out, Cristiano Ronaldo is not just a football legend. He is a father, a son, and a man who never forgets where he came from. Al-Nassr. The next chapter, 2023 to present. At 37 years old, many thought Cristiano's career at the top was over. But Cristiano Ronaldo doesn't follow expectations. He creates them. In December 2022, he signed with Al-Nassr, becoming the highest-paid footballer in history with a €200 million per year contract. Critics called it a retirement move, but Ronaldo had a different vision. I came to inspire a new generation and grow football in this region, making history in Saudi Arabia. From the moment he arrived, everything changed. Al-Nassr's global following skyrocketed. The Saudi Pro League gained international recognition. Other stars like Benzema, Neymar, and Mane followed his lead. But Cristiano wasn't there just for the spotlight. He was there to win. 16 goals in his first 18 games. Top scorer in 2023 with 53 goals across all competitions. Led Al-Nassr to the Arab Club Champions Cup title, his first trophy in Saudi Arabia. Even at 39 years old, he's still proving he's far from done. The question now is, will this be his final chapter, or is there still more history to write? Cristiano Ronaldo, a legacy that will never die. Some players make history, some players break records, but only a few change the game forever. Cristiano Ronaldo is not just a footballer, he is a symbol of greatness, hard work, and relentless ambition. From the streets of Madeira to the biggest stadiums in the world, he has inspired millions. Over 850 career goals, the most by any player in history. 5 Ballon d'Ors, one of the greatest of all time. The only player to win league titles in England, Spain, and Italy. Euro 2016 champion, delivering Portugal its first major trophy. But Cristiano's legacy isn't just about trophies and records. It's about the mentality. Cristiano taught the world that talent alone is not enough. He showed that success comes from discipline, sacrifice, and an unbreakable will to win. The early mornings, the extra hours in training, the constant hunger for more. Your love makes me strong. Your hate makes me unstoppable. That is Cristiano Ronaldo. At 40 years old, he is still breaking records, still scoring goals, still proving that age is just a number. But even when he finally hangs up his boots, his name will remain, because legends don't retire. They live forever, and Cristiano Ronaldo, his legacy will never die.
I don't ever slow up, no, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough, you wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no, I don't